Hi, everybody. I have a treat for you today. We are here talking with author, poet, greeting card writer, and songwriter Johnny Ray Moore. He is a prolific writer and lover of words, and we know that you're really going to enjoy this conversation with him today. So just to start off talking with you, Johnny, in our previous conversations, I was so inspired by your story of how you got into writing poetry, picture books for kids, songs and greeting cards. So if you could give us a little background, like how did you get to the point where you started writing?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it relatively brief.
Okay.
When I was in the third grade, I had a teacher by the name of Mrs. Roundtree. Each week on Monday, she would give each child in her class the same poem to learn. So we would have to memorize that poem, and then on Friday, get up in front of the class and recite that poem. Now, if you didn't do it, you get paddled.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So after that, I developed a love for poetry. But even before that, I was creative anyway. I knew as a child because I had my imaginary friends and all this good stuff. So Mrs. Roundtree is really the person that got me interested in writing poetry. And then too, it kind of helped that I come from a musical family. I mean, we singers. I play bass guitar, I play a harmonica, I play a kalimba, I sing a little bit, and all that good stuff plays into the rhythm of poetry.
Love that. So thank you for that background and just where your roots started taking shape in school and in family. And I believe it's two of your early books were written about Martin Luther King Jr. And I just think it's important for us to take a moment to talk about that, talk about him, Dr. King, and his legacy. And just because Dr. King is somebody that has had an impression on all of us in incredible ways, I'm curious about his impression on you, Johnny.
Well, I remember those days of the marches and the speeches and all this on black and white TV. Even back then, I did not know where the road would take me. But because I could see the good that he was doing and all that he got accomplished, he means to me now that even now that I have no limits. And for sure, I have no limits as an African American. And my drive and my inspiration because of him is to continue to work at making tomorrow a better day. It's an ongoing process. There's no end to it. And that's what he means to me. He's that kind of inspiration to not only me, but so many others as well.
Yeah. And because we've had some conversations about this before, I asked if you would, in preparation for our conversation, to bring that poem that you wrote, honoring a legacy of Blackness. And one of the reasons why I wanted you to share this was because one of the things that I think is so beautiful about your work is that your life and the people in your life, both teachers and family, but then also leaders in this world, inspire you, uplift you, and empower you to then create using words. And so I'd love for you to share what you've created through that impression that Dr. King has left on you.
I will gladly do so.
Thank you.
The title of the poem is Honoring a Legacy of Blackness. when Dr. King was here with us and said, I have a dream, so many stood and trusted him. They were a chosen team. Side by side, they prayed and marched. Their goals were very plain. They fought for pure equality. They ushered in a change. Some before and after them made strides for civil rights. Now we must do our very best to stay the course and fight. Our Black ancestors gave us hope. They set a grueling pace. They worked and prayed and sacrificed and vowed to win this race. They paved the way for us to be whatever we desire. Their blood was shed throughout the world, therefore we must aspire. Then one day, we unified, our courage somewhat spent, our precious votes made sure we got our first Black president. We are a world of kindred souls. Let's work to help each other. And during times we disagree, we must not kill our brothers. Instead, let's prove to all the world and to our children too, with prayer and faith and godly grace, there's nothing we can't do.
Wow, thank you.
And thank you.
So it's making me think about your process, your writing process here, where somebody in your life, in this case, Dr. King, has moved you to then take words and put them out into the world. And I know that teachers are looking to do that too. I know that teachers, especially with Dr. Martin Luther King, a hero, are looking to help carry on his legacy through their students. Do you have any advice in doing so, maybe in poems or songs or books for teachers?
Yes, the advice that I have for teachers, and it's very, very simple advice, is to first be true to yourselves. Be true to yourselves in getting the point across. And also in teaching, be just. Speak the truth. Be just as you teach. And no matter how you go about doing it, those two things are very, very important.
Well, thank you. That's for sure. Well, maybe we can now shift gears a little bit and talk about your latest book that has come out with Raycraft Books, Seasonal Adventures. I adore it. I just love the relationship between the father and the son throughout all of the seasons. And I'm just wondering if you could read us a little bit of Seasonal Adventures.
I'd love to.
Thank you.
I'm going to read this section, Welcome to Spring. We kind of offset all this cold and the bad weather.
Yes. Thank you.
So, welcome to summer. Sun rays dancing, ponies prancing, kittens on their mother's back, frogs all hoppy, puddles sloppy, ducks are going quack, quack, quack. Thunder crashing, lightning flashing, raindrops cooling thirsty earth, people cheering, dusk appearing, runners racing to be first. Daisies blooming, cats assuming, dogs are sleeping on the lawn, daylight fading, cows parading, back to shelter at the barn. Welcome to summer.
Beautiful. Can you show the book cover so we can see the art that goes with that as well? Oh, yes, absolutely. What inspired you, Johnny, to write this book?
Being a nature lover all of my life, I wanted little children, I'm talking about the preschool age, first graders, second graders, to grow up appreciating the different seasons of the year. And I wanted them to feel and get a glimpse of some of the things that I did and enjoyed as a child.
Yeah.
So what you see in Seasonal Adventures, what's being done, I did a lot of those things.
Ah.
So
Oh,
pretty much that was it.
yeah.
That was it.
That's beautiful and timeless also. Because if that's what you did when you were a child, and this is what children today can also experience in nature, it's really, as I said, timeless and inspirational. I also know that you appreciate not just nature, but you also appreciate teachers. And as we end our conversation, I just wanted to give everybody just some more information on how to connect with you and follow you and be able to bask in your songs and your poems and your books. So the listeners here can follow you on Facebook, or they can go to your website at johnnyraymore.com. I just want to recap some of the things that we talked about today. Just that you have found your inspiration for writing in your family, in a love for poetry, and from schools, and also from your personal heroes. And you've brought these personal heroes out into the world through your own words and through, like I said, poetry and books. And so Seasonal Adventures is the book that you have that's most recent. That is such a treasure. So I'm wondering, again, coming back to teachers, the admiration you hold for teachers, would you be able to end our conversation with a poem that you wrote just for teachers?
I will gladly do so. And let me tell you, I wrote this poem because I always felt that teachers were not getting their just due. And that is the main reason for my writing this poem. I try to share it and give it to every and anybody that wants it and will read it. So here we go, teachers. As the days pass quickly by, just like a movie feature, throughout this world of gifted souls, we know you as our teachers. You are no doubt our frontline troops. You get so little praise, but still you do what you do best, ensuring better days. You do more than you ever know. Your knowledge is the key. You thrive to help each one of us fulfill our destiny. The world would be a total mess without the things you do. Your savvy ways and intellect flow endlessly from you. Now, I must share what's in my heart. This is my own confession. Your dedication means so much. To teach is your obsession. Your priceless charm and gentle touch help many find their way. It has to be Almighty God who's with you day by day. And come what may, you stay the course. You have a giving heart. For sure, you are sun rays of hope. I'm thrilled that you're so smart. So please don't feel that you're forgotten in your darkest hour. It's in those times when all seems lost. God gives you strength and power.
Thank you. I know for sure teachers will feel an embrace from that poem and supported. So thank you. All right, just a reminder to everyone, Seasonal Adventures is a wonderful book by Johnny Ray Moore, a gorgeous story of a father and a son adventuring through nature throughout all of the seasons. In the comment section, we're actually going to be sharing a study guide to go with your book for teachers to be able to use. So Johnny, thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing your words and sharing your thoughts and your great big smile that makes us feel all comfortable and happy to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. I'm honored.